Good morning. We are here for the Technology Career Fair Web App Sprint 4 review. I am Jeff Robinson. Next up we have
Nicholas Lewin.
And Austin Nguyen.
Michael Seaman.
Evan Freeze.
Paul Pajaki.
and we are going to go through our Sprint 4 review and just kind of an overview of everything that we were able to accomplish and complete with this sprint, which was the design sprint. Some of our sprint goals was to code out the registration confirmation. We also wanted to code the registration page, code the About page, code applicant business profile pages. We also were looking to code the administrative landing page for the management of the gallery page and the field of study. We wanted to code the admin edit account pages. We also wanted to incorporate exporting the data from the database in a CSV file. We also were looking to code the back end of the gallery page, code the business and applicant login functionality, code the login Facebook Google sign-in functionality, code search functionality page, code the FAQ page, and then we also wanted to implement some fixes to the layout of the body and some additional finalization on the home page in regards to styling. The importance of this sprint was important because it focused on achieving full functionality of the app as we outlined it by our initial design concept. We developed our user experience based on the wireframes that were built during the first sprint. We designed graphical interfaces that structured data entry and input that kept a dialogue sequence. And we were also able to use middleware and application program interfaces to build more functionality into the application. Next, we're going to just go over the user stories that we were able to accomplish. In regards to our user stories, we were able to allow the business or applicant who wants to edit their profile information. And we were also able to implement the business or applicant that wants to log in. The user stories continued. We were able to allow the applicants that want to view the business attending the Technology Career Fair. And we were also able to implement the businesses that want to view the applicants attending the Technology Career Fair. And then we were also able to add where the business or applicant wants to read more about the Technology Career Fair. And we were able to complete our user stories that were originally outlined from our initial design concept. Next, we're going to head into our live demo. And we're going to head into the Career Fair homepage, and I'm going to pass it off to Michael.
All right. So the homepage has changed slightly.
We might need to readjust the capture screen.
Yeah, you're getting kind of cut off here by the capture screen. Nothing's really changed much in the top part of the header, except for when you're logged in, you're going to see a display of your email in the top right. We've hidden some of the features in the menu for only logged in users to be able to see. If you were to go to search, you're going to be redirected to a login page because you have to be logged in order to search. The video was added. The carousel was removed because of how small it got when you got down to a mobile view. If that's something you want added in there, we can do that, but I would recommend removing that in mobile or possibly making just a single image slider for readability. So you're now able to edit the date in a month, and you're going to see a little time that pops up when you hover over the date of when the career fair is going to start, and you can edit all of these things. You're able to put in your address as a normal address, not longitude and latitude, and it's going to populate the map for Google Map. These two buttons are going to take you to register a new applicant or business, and we'll go over that later. These are the 4 images that you gave us to implement links to each field here, and these go to the respected link. We have a phone number that you can change at the bottom through the admin landing page. And that's basically, the footer is the same. You can't see that, it's being cut off, but it's basically all the same as it's been. Oops. So next is the registration. I'll give that to Nick.
Alright, so for the registration, not a whole lot has changed. It's mostly just been some CSS fixes and the CAPTCHA being added to both the applicant and the business registration. So I'm going to clip the mic on to myself real quick. Oh, come on. Hope it's not too loud. So sprint5@mail.com. Password. Another password. Guy. Person. And the CAPTCHA. Oh, that's new. Guess they changed the CAPTCHA that we're using. Bridges. There are no bridges in that. Street signs. Oh, these take forever. Or is it just asking for these street signs? No, bridges. This whole thing's a bridge. Oh, I hate these. Street signs. Okay, I'm not a robot. And my password didn't match, so I'm gonna have to do that again. Oh, sometimes these get me too. Buses. That's not a bus. Okay, cool. All right, there it goes. And it takes a little bit because it's got to talk to Google and the database. But right now it kicks you out to here. It has a different post sign-up page, but it did not make it into this sprint. But if I can resize the page, right here it shows that we're logged in, and go back to home. Still has us logged in. And since this is an applicant, you can only view the business, or search businesses with the search functionality that we'll talk about later. And you can sign off, and we can register as a business this time, which is basically all the same stuff. Real business 5business@mail.com. Three guy person. I'm not a robot. Statues. I think that's it. Yeah. And it takes a little while because it's got to go all over the place. Wow, this really is taking a while. There it goes. And it kicks us back out here. But it will have a different post sign up screen than this. And then your since this is an unregistered business, they can't search applicants right now. They have to wait to be approved by the admin, which you can do from the admin pages. And that's basically it for the registrations. So I'm going to pass this off to, who's doing the About page? Evan. There you are. Sorry about that.
Okay, my name is Evan. I'm worked on the view profile and the About page. We'll go over the About page right now. Or, I'm sorry, the view profile page for each type of user. So if we log in as a applicant, first we will view their profile. Kicks you to the home page, and at the top you can click your profile button here. And all the information from your profile is populated on this page, and you have as well the download resume button, which doesn't work, so that's good. There must not be a resume then. If we go to change password, we redirect right to the change password page, enter our old password, and enter our new password twice. Oh, okay. There we go. And it redirects to the view profile page again. And a little message pops at the top that your password has been changed. From here we can also edit our profile. And if we want to change our name, change some fields of interest. Not looking for an internship anymore. And we've got one more year of experience. Oh, that's new. Save it and redirects back to your profile page. And all the information we changed is here. We'll go over the business, which is essentially the same as some different stuff in the profile page though. on our profile button in the home page. And all of our information for that business is here. You can change the password, which is essentially the same as the applicant, so we won't go over that. We can go into the edit, change some things that are different from the applicant. All the other things are the same as the applicant, the fields and whatnot. One thing that's different is the positions. It redirects you to a new page to edit positions. And we can edit, view the details, delete positions for a business. So here's the details for this position if we want to edit it. Save it. And our new position, our position has been edited. We can create a new one. Call this one Code Monkey. And it's an internship. Create it. And our new position has been added. If we click this button, it returns back to our Edit Business profile page. And our new position has been added here. And we can go to the bottom and click our Save button, which will save our new position and any other changes we've made to our business, returning us back to our View Profile page. can see our new position has been added. The other thing, next page is the About page. Which takes all the data from the database and populates it here. Just simple date, address, what it's about, and a contact phone number, which you can also edit from the admin side of things. Next, we'll hand it over to Paul, who will be handling the admin stuff.
Okay, hello. My name is Paul. I worked on the admin pages and a couple other things that you've seen already. So if we just go up to the admin, we have an admin account already built out for us, so we can just sign in easily. Be a couple differences you'll notice because of the authorization we have, which limits what certain users can do and what others cannot. The admin, for example, can, yes, for instance, okay. So this is a authorization functionality that disallows certain accounts from getting to certain places. It redirects you when that's an issue. And there are the two types of accounts. Both applicants and businesses can both run across those. The admin has free control over the site, and they can go anywhere they please. Contrary or a difference from the last sprint is that we have now a admin account behaving much like the normal user accounts. So you log in from the normal site, and in order to access the login page, you go to where you would normally access your profile page and just click, and it'll send you to the admin landing page. So here you can see the landing page has been updated a little bit. The admin email login and supports email are two new fields, I think, that you haven't seen before. And this basically just lets you edit what your account for the admin, the login for the account is, and the support email, which you can see if you log off and go to login, and down below here you can see contact support for assistance, and this support at support.net is being pulled from that landing page from the database. So I'll just log back into the admin really quick. All right, go to landing page, and this about, I think the about is new from last time you've seen it, which was a suggestion you gave us, so they can edit anything in this About Us page, which we can just see really quick. Expand this a bit. This year marks the, let's make it the 6th. And then save it, and then we can go back to the About Us page, and 6th, so you can see that edits right through there. We can also we added some extra functionality to management of other parts of the website. For instance, you can, I think you saw last time, you can manage the facts, the FAQs, the frequently asked questions. But something new we added is also managing the number of fields of businesses that are available that users can see when they sign up for an account. So for instance, you can add a new one. What can we call it? We can call it, say, coding aficionado. So we have that in there. So to demonstrate that it's been added, we can go to one of the applicants or businesses or any of the accounts. And if you create a new account or if you add an account, you should be able to see that new field appearing. So we'll just go to edit. And there it is, Coding Aficionado. Let's just save that. And you can see the details, and it should be appearing in their account. There we go, Coding Aficionado. Other things we added were the password is now hashed out, so for some security issues that we resolved. Let's see, let's go back to the landing page. You can also manage the gallery, which we'll be talking about in a bit, but you can either, when you go to add something new to the gallery, you have two choices. You can upload a photo or link to a video. The link to the video overrides any link you have to a photo or any photo you upload. So for the admin, that's just something you'd have to keep in mind, or something that can be changed in a later version. Add a little description, which will also populate any of the alt, what you would see if the link to a photo is broken. The description will be pulled in from there. These are some of the photos you gave us, so it just shows those off, and I'm not sure if I want to delete one or not. Wouldn't be too hard to pull one back in, but yeah, we can click that checkbox to remove it, and we can see now this right here no longer has a photo, so we can just delete it since it's empty and we don't want it. And now you can see just 3 photos are in, which later on you should be able to see in the gallery as well. Let me go back to the landing page. Manage available account roles is also something new, and is something I mentioned earlier about authorization. The admin can add a new role and assign users those roles, and depending on what role they have, determines where they can go. Currently there are just the guest, applicant, business, and admin roles. The admin has full site control. The business can only search for applicants, and the applicant can only search for businesses. The validation for business accounts is a little bit more in depth, because when we wanted to make sure that only approved businesses can download resumes. So for instance, if I were to go to the applicants and search for an applicant, and let's say I pulled up one of the applicant accounts that has a resume, which I have one of these somewhere I added a resume to. Is it this one? Okay, I don't believe it was this one. The applicants wouldn't be able to add a resume. We can, in either edit account or edit profile, we can add in a resume using that file input button down here. So for instance, if we just create a quick Word document and save it to the desktop and upload it to the server, I can show you the downloading resumes in action. Desktop, resume, and save. Okay, so now we'll choose a file. It's not in downloads, it's in desktop. Here you go, resume. And it only currently accepts text files, doc files, docx files, and RTF files. So anything else, you'll get a message saying that the file type or the extension isn't valid. So once you save that, it'll push that resume up to the server, and you can grab it. Oh, which one had the resume? Was it the top one? I think it was the top one. I'm going to the wrong one. Here we go. They won't, normal accounts won't be able to see this, but we can, when we click download, it'll give us the option to save it somewhere. And it'll save it down here, and then we can open it and see what we just did. New resume. The functionality with the admin is the same as you've seen before. You can edit and delete. The only other new thing to talk about for this page at least is this download CSV button, which is a feature we remembered you asked for. And it allows you to get all of this data into a nice CSV format for, as you mentioned, you might like to do some custom reports. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, well, until next time then. We'll just go to the business real quick, and I can just let you see the edit profile. I won't go, or edit positions. I won't go through editing all the positions since it's the same as you've seen with the applicant, but it'll just let you know that they are editable. Through the admin page, in case, for example, a business adds a position that they actually either don't know how to delete and they need the admin's help, or maybe there's something inappropriate in the description you need to remove. Images will have to be scaled down a bit. In the normal edit view profile they are, in the admin they are not. If we go to edit, you can just see the same account positions manage page that you saw with what Evan talked about earlier. Here we go, manage. And then you can see all that was in the page before. This actually is the business name, and it just so happens to be called business. It's not a generic term we forgot to fix. It's just, that's the name. That happens to be the name of the business for this account. As we can see right here. Let me go back to the landing page, make sure I haven't forgotten anything. I think something else you haven't seen yet is this pagination, which will split all the records in the database into 15 records and then put the overflow into different pages. So you can change a page. And see the rest of the remaining accounts that weren't in the first page. You can also filter and search by business name. So let's get bus test. It isn't type sensitive, but I just wanted to capitalize. Okay, and there we see just bus test. And we can reset the list, and I can demonstrate the filter by account status, which is something I assume the admin might like to do. It allows you to filter by approved accounts or active accounts so the admin can more easily manage them. So let's say we want to know which ones aren't approved, so we can go through that list of unapproved businesses and approve the ones that we want to approve and leave the ones that we don't think belong there. There we go. So these are all the unapproved ones. And then you can edit them accordingly and change it to approved, and everything will be fine. And as I mentioned, only approved businesses, or as I think was actually mentioned before, only approved businesses can search for applicants and download their resumes. I believe that is it for the admin landing page, so I will hand it off to Austin.
Yeah, hello, this is Austin, and I'm going to present the works that I done for the Spring 4. So first of all, I'm going to demonstrate the applicant search. So the applicant search is just kind of similar to like Power, like a admin landing page that have like some that like you can search by filter like the business name or like the field of study. For example, I'm going to search like by applicant named. It looks like he's not in the list here, so
Searching by last name.
yeah,
I don't think anyone has last name Adam, but they might.
I think on the list. Yeah. Yeah, here's like the last and the first name of the applicant, or you can like filter by like the field that the applicant study too, like web or networking. And here you can see like the name from the results search. And if you want to further want to know more the detail about the applicant, you can click on the detail link. That's gonna take you to like a view profile page that Evan show you earlier in the presentation, that you can see about the applicants. And here, yep, this is like you can view like all the detail about the applicant, and you can even download the resume from of the applicant for the reference. And for the business search, it's just similar to like the applicant search, that like you can search by the business name, or like you can filter by the business industry. So here's the list of the business. I'm gonna go with the and also you can click on the detail button here. That's gonna link you to like the view business profile to know more about the business description and the specialty. Alright, here you go. So you can view like the business detail. And for this spring, I also work in like the FAQ page. So it's like just like the one I show you in the spring 3. The update is it's gonna right now is gonna link to like the admin. So every time the admin update the FAQ for the applicant or the business is gonna be show up to date information right on this page, so the user can know more about the career fair. So, and you can add more question down here. It's not gonna be like this. Stay with 5 question here. You can add more, just depend on how the admin want to present it, the information to the user. So that's all I did for this spring. And so I'm gonna hand the microphone to Jeff here. He's gonna wrap up the presentation. And
All right, we are going to go over the sprint overview. And we are going to just discuss kind of everything that we went through for the sprint overview. And as you can see, the team really worked hard for this sprint to fully bring in a lot of functionality to the site. There's been so much added compared to the last sprint. So we're hoping that you are really impressed with the amount of work that got put into this in regards to this sprint, because we definitely added a lot of functionality. Some of the success that we had with this sprint, obviously you saw all the new functionalities as we continued to build out the initial design. An issue, it was necessary to abandon some early design decisions in order to utilize the elements of the framework correctly. A success was the database was successfully refactored to adhere to the ASP.NET's conventions, which facilitated the overall registration process. Another success, our work this sprint finalized the remaining user stories and fleshed out those we had already completed. An issue, much of our time was spent fixing problems that arose as a result of working outside the entity framework. And another issue is team members were required to, we worked overtime in order to meet the sprint deadlines. We were definitely fully engulfed in the code trying to make sure everything was functioning properly. Our next sprint review is next Thursday, technically. I was going to email you and John in regards to when you guys would like to set up a time frame in regards to that. If you could, when I email that information along with this presentation, if you could let us know of any questions, concerns, what you liked, if there was anything you wanted to have added at this point. But we have separated into a production server and a development server. So what we're planning on providing you is that finalized production server finished product, but we are still testing to work out some final kinks. So if there's anything else at this point that you are wanting tweaks or adding, we will have limited time in order to do that. So it might be difficult if you got major additions that you want revised in here. But otherwise, if you have any other questions, please feel free to email us or let us know on Discord. And we thank you.